Good morning, and sorry to interrupt those conversations, but good morning and welcome to EG's Middle East Forum. My name's Damien Wild and I'm editor of EG. And now for those of you who don't know us, we're the UK's leading real estate title. We're an online news and data service, a weekly magazine, and we also have a portfolio of events, including a number of international ones. And this one, we were in Abu Dhabi yesterday and in Dubai today, is perhaps our most ambitious yet. So welcome and thank you very much for having us. To get here today, we've worked closely with Cluttons and closely with the UK government's Department for International Trade as well, and Berwyn Leighton Paisner too. And we'll be hearing from an advisor to government later today as well. We'll also hear during the course of the day, I hope, from a number of members of our UK delegation who are working on exciting development opportunities back in the UK. And they're here because they want to work with you and hopefully learn from you as well. And, you know, there may be opportunities for you to learn from them too. That's very much what we want to get out of today. And I do hope that today could be the beginning of some fruitful partnerships there, or perhaps some furthering of existing partnerships. Now, London and Dubai are both world-class cities, and everyone in this room is working to make them even better. So sharing those experiences can only help do so. Now, there's no getting away from the fact that the UK is at a crossroads. We're leaving the European Union, and there will be a few bumps along the road as we do so. But from a real estate point of view, there are a few better bets. The country's long-term fundamentals remain unchanged. Demand is strong, especially for housing there. And given sterling's repricing, those opportunities are cheaper than they once were. But that's enough of that pitch. So let's get on with the business of today. And I'm delighted that we have our first session is a suitably agenda-setting one. EXPO 2020 is on the horizon, and Dubai is, of course, hosting what will be the 13th World Expo, a 6-month showcase that's expected to attract 25 million visitors, a colossal number. And I couldn't be more pleased that Simon Clegg, Chief Operating Officer of EXPO 20, is here this morning, and he's going to tell us how Dubai is ready to impress the world. Simon.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for inviting me to be with you today. Before we look forward to 2020, I want to take us back a decade or so to some now pretty much defunct technology. Travellers on Concorde record two extraordinary things about their flight. The fact that if you looked out and up, because the atmosphere was so thin at Concorde's cruising altitude, the sky appeared black. And if you looked out and down, just perceptible on the edge of the horizon, you could see a very slight curvature of the Earth. Only a few seconds of arc, but enough to marvel at the vast, almost limitless size of our planet. Well, that marvel is our Expo, but in reverse. On a site visible from the edge of space, every nation on Earth will be gathered together in one place at one time, showcasing the best and brightest from their country, telling their story, sharing their culture, talking to visitors, and most importantly, talking to one another. And that extraordinary, probably unique fact is already proving an irresistible story. But it's a story that began more than a century and a half ago in London's South Kensington with a celebration of innovation, progress, and humanity. London's 1851 Great Exhibition, the vision of Queen Victoria's consort Prince Albert, reflecting on the spirit of the age, the achievement of science and technology, the promises and challenges of the future. It was massively popular and so profitable that the idea grew and spread, first across the European continent, then across the Atlantic, and finally globally. In time, these universal expositions became known as world fairs or expos, truly mega events, gigantic global celebrations, offering all things new and exciting in art and artistry, science and wonder. Now that mega event is coming here to Dubai in a little under 1,300 days' time. 1,272 days to be precise, and believe me, I'm counting. And of course, on the eve of the UAE's Golden Jubilee. 25 million visitors will have the chance to experience all of this, coupled with legendary Arab hospitality, in what we intend to make a very special experience indeed. All of it built on understanding and appreciation of other people, and in particular, their cultures. Visitors will see the achievements of young scientists, entrepreneurial innovators, global corporations, and artists working at every medium, from sculpture to virtual reality, all presented in a highly accessible, highly entertaining, and educational way for guests of every age and every background. I hope that I am beginning to whet your appetite, as this really will be the greatest show on earth. The preparations are already happening all around us as we transform our huge site, twice the size of London's Hyde Park, into one that is simultaneously garden, city, laboratory, museum, arena, souk, fun fair, and global cafe. Last month, we awarded a $599 million US contract to the main construction consortium, just the first of 47 such construction contracts to be awarded in 2017 alone. So you can see that EXPO means business, not just for 2020, but for decades to come. We intend that this will be a world gathering that creates a powerful legacy, one that is profound and transformational for all of us that live and work in the region. Our Expo will consider the scientific and social applications of everything from artificial intelligence to genome therapy, and from sustainability to flying cars. But perhaps more significantly than all of these scientific and social marvels, it will do something no other event can do. It will offer an opportunity to explore the power of connection and collaboration that, in the words of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, provide the best hope for progress and for successful and peaceful existence in generations to come. Our aim is to show that through collaboration and commitment, we can begin to build a better future. That is why our theme is about collaboration, connecting minds to drive global thinking and create a better future, quite literally, to light a spark.
From the first spark, the first image, the first word, the first wheel, the first city. Human history is about progress, moving forward, driving change, and pursuing innovation. But across history, there are certain catalysts, moments when the world comes together, and then change accelerates. The Great Exhibition, powering the Industrial Revolution. The World's Fair, creating an icon for the ages. The X-ray reveals an unseen world. Creating the modern era. Defying the Great Depression. The first TV broadcasts. Celebrating the atomic age. The IMAX broadens our horizons. The mobile phone connects us. China reaches out to the world. At these moments, humanity puts aside its differences and comes together, firing imaginations, and inspiring a new generation to create a better future for us all. These catalyst moments have a name. We call them World EXPO. Now it's our generation's turn. Our turn to be a catalyst of human progress. Our chance to change the world.
This festival of human ingenuity that His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum has called an Olympics for the mind starts with 3 I's: ingenuity, invention, and innovation. Each a product of collaboration, of connection. In a phrase, connecting minds, creating the future. 5 words with the potential to achieve great things in rousing worldwide collaboration to meet our century's greatest challenges. But there will be many more immediate advantages that are far closer to home, such as the spirit of the nation and the contribution EXPO will make to the economic development and emotional well-being of the UAE and Dubai. EXPO 2020 will act as a catalyst, adding to and accelerating positive change for the UAE and all Emiratis. Change has already started on our 438-hectare site, where over 40,000 construction workers will be employed at the peak of our works programme. We have already moved 4.7 million cubic metres of sand to level our site and embed the colossal infrastructure that will be necessary to support our event and indeed our legacy requirements. Sitting at the heart of a host of related infrastructure projects, EXPO 2020, located within the new region of Dubai South, will accelerate development, devising today what we know will be needed tomorrow: the metro extension, road improvements, new hotels, new housing, all with cutting-edge building techniques, heavily utilizing solar-based energy generation. Such innovations in the future are all happening in time for 2020, but not just because of 2020. They will help turbocharge the UAE's progress towards fulfilling Vision 2021 and other innovative programs that seek to transform the nation into a regional and global logistics hub and a post-hydrocarbon knowledge-based economy. All of this will further boost inward investment, currently running at close to 45 billion dirhams a year. For foreign investors and businesses alike, EXPO will shine a light on our welcoming business culture. And as this is the first such mega event ever hosted in the Middle East and North African region, EXPO will inevitably raise the profile of this region and the UAE's place as a gateway to it. EXPO 2020 will bring together an estimated 180 countries, 100 of which are already committed to participate in our event, showcasing the best their country has to offer, not only in terms of our chosen themes, but around their cultures, their traditions, and their cuisine. Our anticipated 25 million visitors, 70% of which are expected from outside the UAE, equate to every ticket sold at the London and Rio Olympic and Paralympics added together, plus every ticket that was sold at the last 2 Football World Cups, all combined. And all of this can only boost what is already one of the UAE's most successful offerings, leisure and tourism. Dubai's EXPO and the international attention it will create forms a huge shop window and increased international public awareness for the many tourist attractions of the UAE and the Gulf. In Dubai, travel and tourism is already a highly sophisticated, highly developed, and highly profitable industry. But producing a global mega event of this size requires a whole range of skills, from event planning and site operations to real estate development and marketing campaigns, all of which can only add to existing capabilities. Just take a look at what we are already planning. As you can see, EXPO is a perfect example of what Dubai is already famous for: thrilling architecture, amazing experiences, and uplifting sights. So what happens in April 2021 when we close our gates? What about that often overused term and word, legacy? Already a global trade and travel hub between East and West, after the event, the EXPO site will transform into a major new business and logistics district. Located adjacent to what will become the world's busiest airport and just 7 kilometers from what is already one of the world's largest ports, our site will transition into an invaluable addition to the nation and to Smart Dubai, a major transport, logistics, and scientific development hub. The post-EXPO site will be a multidisciplinary environment, reusing some 80% of the building and infrastructure we have constructed, and in the process, turning into a diverse campus in which pure research and development can nurture key industries vital to the UAE, all supported by art and academia, culture, business, and commerce. Siemens' significant announcement just 10 days ago to base their global logistics headquarters on our site in legacy mode is testament to the success of our strategy. This well-thought-through cluster strategy aims to bring together disruptive and influential technologies such as big data, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and virtual reality, with the nation's most strategically important industries: education, logistics, travel and tourism, construction, and real estate. Now, believe me, from where I'm standing, the future can sometimes look daunting. But to the young, it is a world rich with opportunity, a new knowledge economy that thrives on shared ideas and collaboration, the exact same thoughts that underpin EXPO 2020. By creating space and time for these new initiatives, stimulating visitor numbers through magnificent buildings, spellbinding content, and seamless infrastructure, EXPO will help us promote greater diversification into economic transformation, particularly boosting opportunities for SMEs, to whom we have committed a full 20% of our total spend. In that respect, we will work in sync with strategic initiatives inspired by the ruler to make Dubai the happiest city on the planet, using private-public collaboration to deliver an efficient, seamless, safe and meaningful life for residents and visitors alike. Indeed, the site itself will benefit from the 3 benchmarks of future progress: increased opportunity, enhanced mobility, and innate sustainability. These thoughts, opportunity, mobility, sustainability, not by coincidence, also form the sub-themes of our EXPO, each one targeted at the world as a whole, but especially to the builders of tomorrow, the young. EXPO recognizes that the group with the most urgent stake in the future are our young citizens, That is why our team is working so hard to ensure that a future and further effective Expo is to promote youth engagement, upskilling and employment. But youth employment does not merely depend upon creating new roles in ensuring that we must ensure also that our young have the so-called soft skills to perform them. Things like working as a team, interacting with each other, embedding a desire to learn, and strong leadership skills and talents. Developing these softer abilities is largely exerted through our ambitious volunteer programme that aims to include tens of thousands of people from a wide range of ages, nationalities, cultures and backgrounds. These enthusiastic people are going to be the welcoming face with which we greet the world when Expo Dubai opens its doors in October 2020. And they will go on to play a central and critical role in the future of the nation. As I hope you can see, working together, we plan to lift the national and international mood and the world's perception of a city, of a country, and indeed the whole Arab world. So many things we take for granted today have been premiered and showcased at previous World Expos, from the telephone to touchscreen, from steam locomotives to high-tech robots, from escalators to X-rays, and even that great British favourite, tomato ketchup. Our intent is that every young person inspired by the technological wonders and exciting structures of Expo will add to a new gene pool of potential innovation for the future. In all these many ways, the Expo effect will be very powerful indeed.
What happens when thought meets feeling? When inspiration meets determination? When fear meets hope? What happens when science meets art? When the past meets the future, and challenge meets ingenuity? What happens when wonder meets potential? When technology meets humanity? When a city meets the world? What happens when the intimate meets the infinite? What happens then? What happens?
I thank you for your time today. I trust the remainder of your forum will be a great success, and I very much hope that you will join us from October 2020 to celebrate the greatest offerings of our time and take a look into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. A fantastic vision. Simon has allowed a few minutes for questions, if there are some out there. I'll just kick off, though. Simon, I didn't say at the beginning, you've been involved in, I think, 12 Olympics. Are there parallels?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've been very privileged. I've either been the head or deputy head of the British team at 12 Olympic and Olympic Winter Games from 1988 through to 2008. My background is in sport, but there's a lot of synergy between running a major international sports event, and obviously I was heavily involved in London 2012, through to running an Expo. I mean, there are also some significant differences as well. The Expo world is one of government-to-government business. We are reliant upon the political goodwill of the 180 countries that we're trying to attract. And as you heard me say earlier on, over 100 have already committed to joining this Expo. There's another big difference, of course. The Olympic Games only go on, or the Olympic or Olympic Winter Games only go on for 17 days. This event goes on for 6 months. So trying to sustain that event for 6 months, to refresh it, to constantly bring in new events, new exhibits, and to ensure that not only the international visitors, but very much the local population will come back time and time again. It is a significant piece of real estate, as you heard. Everything is concentrated onto one site. And it is going to be a once-a-lifetime experience for most people.
Okay, and an expo isn't always immediately understood in every part of the world. You've got a room full of potential advocates here. Can you give them an elevator pitch to use?
I think you've identified one of the challenges for us. I mean, if you go anywhere in the world, you talk about the Olympics, and immediately it resonates with people all around the world. That is not the same for World Expos. I recognise that. You heard me say earlier on that 70% of our anticipated 25 million people are going to come from outside the UAE. Well, we will only achieve those numbers if we undertake a very significant global marketing campaign to make sure that it does ignite the fire within and excite people. Of course, Dubai is already a massive destination hub, a lot of people passing through Dubai, and I very much hope that a lot of people will not just pass through Dubai, but actually will stay on for an extra couple of days to come and visit this great event. Our aspiration is to deliver an expo against which future expos will be judged for the next 50 years.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions out there for Simon? One just down at the front. I think a microphone will find you very quickly on this table in the centre, please, Michael.
Hi, Simon. Faisal Durrani from Clutton's. I was just wondering, with such mega events like the Expo, obviously Dubai has given itself something to work towards. Damien's asked you a question about the Olympics, which obviously carry a much higher brand globally. How important would it be for Dubai to try and host, say, the Olympics after the Expo? Is that something we should even be thinking about?
Well, I think it's recognised internationally that Dubai did look at both the Olympics and Expo and decided to go for World Expo. May seem strange for me to say this. This is not a poacher turned gamekeeper, but having come from the world of sport and having been in this great city and this great emirate now for just over 12 months, I'm absolutely convinced that Dubai went for the right event. Regarding the future of the Olympics, I think that that's for others to decide, and believe me, and as you can see from the colour of my hair, I've said to Her Excellency Reem Al-Hashimi, the Minister and our Chief Executive, who's my boss, let me assure you, these are life-shortening experiences, and at my stage of life, I'm not sure how many more of these I can afford. So I'm looking to retire after Expo 2020, and I think it will be for others to decide. But what I would say about Dubai is that it constantly reinvents itself. Expo 2020 is not the end of the road. It's only a milestone in the development of this amazing city, this amazing emirate, and this amazing country. And I think it will be an important milestone, don't get me wrong, but it's not the end of the road. And already I'm starting to see new initiatives that are emerging that go well beyond 2020.
Okay, well that's a perfect segue for our next session, but please do join me in thanking Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you.